Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome. Today I'm going to be setting up my bullet journal for October 2024. I'm going to be using an owl theme this month, which I think will be really fun. The basis for this theme came from these Planning with K stickers. I will link all of the materials that I'm using down in the comments or description below rather. So I am a Patreon, and just for, I think it's $1 even, you can get access to all of these amazing digital stickers that she offers for her patrons. Tiered versions will get you access to more printables, and even physical stickers as well. So, these I did order before I became a patron. So this is the Owl Monthly Kit. This is one of her older formats, but I do think it's really sweet, simple art. I wanted something that was very autumnal, but not necessarily spooky. And I think this came, this is like perfect. Oop, there goes the washi. So the stickers that come with this kit specifically are this front page header with all of the different types of owls. We've got several weeks worth of dates here, along with these really fun horned owls, and then this kind of tawny flag option. And then the third sheet are just some really beautiful deco of different owls that you can add to any kind of spread. This is the add-on sheet, which I did order because I like having the numbers and I like having the extra dates. This one actually came with quite a few, but not all of them do. So I ended up ordering the extra here. And then this is one of the free printables that I got for being a patron. It says knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. I thought this was beautiful. This was another free printable that I got. So this is a weekly spread overview that I'm going to be using, and I might actually print more of them for each week depending on how useful I think it is going forward. My bullet journal style is a little different. Everybody's is different, but I've come to realize that the more I plan ahead, the less functional my bullet journal is for me. So I like to set up all the monthly stuff right around the end of the month, and then the dailies, I just let them kind of go. So having a weekly overview is really interesting, and I want to see if this is something that's going to be functional for me before I set up the rest of the month. So that is the Planning with K stickers. Now in 2018, when I had first started bullet journaling, I was following a bunch of different artists. And there was this one artist that I really love. Her name is Christine Lynn. She unfortunately hasn't really put anything completely new in her shop, but she is expecting a baby. Congratulations. So I did purchase, this was back in the day, I purchased a bullet journal digital set where you can print the art that she's included. I will include the link where she goes through how she made this art down below. It's from 2018. I have used this art in my bullet journals. This will be the third time. So even though a lot of it was stuff that was dated for 2018, some of it is blank. And so I've incorporated that as I needed. So it does come with a blank owl. So if you want to use this for, say, November, you still can. But I printed this out on sticker paper because I thought it was just so cute. So there is a whole story that goes along with this, which is why I recommend you watch the video that she made. But basically, it's based on a tarot system where an owl visits 3 different creatures in a specific order to attain what she needs to be successful. So the first creature that she visits is called the bat, and the bat can see in the dark. So it's about building confidence and just trying your best. So I think that was kind of the theme of this. So I just cut out this like deco, and I'm just going to glue it in to the spread. It also came with an overview calendar for October. And then I just cut out, and I'm going to glue in these just gorgeous pieces of art. This was originally the bottom of a full page spread for an October, November, December, January calendar, but because they're dated 2018, the numbers don't align with the current year. So I just cut out the bottom. The second creature that the owl encounters is the black cat. The black cat actually symbolizes faith. So the idea that you can persevere and continue even in the face of the unknown. I just thought this was such a beautiful thing, and I loved the artwork in this. I do have a black cat. Shout out to Scooty. So I thought this would be beautiful to use. This is just another piece of art that she utilized to make, I think it was, can't remember specifically what the list was for, but it's just a really nice way to add some art to the bottom of your page. And then similarly, the art at the top, I just cut out the unnecessary stuff because I wanted to have, I did print this on regular printer paper. I could have printed it on sticker paper, but honestly, I didn't want to like waste that much sticker paper. So, and I wanted to have access to my date dots. So I'm just going to glue this in. I might actually, I was originally going to use a glue stick, but I'm going to try this scrapbooking tape to see if that works. And then the last creature that the owl encounters is the two rabbits. The rabbits are symbolic of support. So support and comfort will help you along your journey to persevering. So I just thought this was beautiful art and I'm obsessed. So yeah, so I will link all of this art down below if you are interested. But I had this art and then I love the owls, and I feel like there was some part of me that was like, one day you're going to use this together, and today is that day. I did pull some washi that I thought might be fun to use. These three are Simply Gilded. I don't think they're available in the shop anymore. They're super old. I bought them a bunch like several years ago, but this is my favorite washi that I've ever owned ever. And then this is the first washi tape that I ever bought. I don't even know if this tape is sticky anymore. But it's autumnal themed and it's very thin, and the idea is like you could color it in if you wanted to. But I thought this would be fun just for like a border. And then I pulled 3 Tombow pens from my dual brush pen pastel collection. These markers are so old and I used to use them every single day. I don't really use them as much anymore, but I thought they went with the colors of these kits. So yeah, I am just going to speed things up and start laying stuff down, and I will come back in a voiceover. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing I like to do is to crease the paper down so that I have a little bit more give when I'm trying to lay my stickers down or draw or whatever. Now, I'll tell you, I make a very big mistake right at the beginning, which is I put the sheet down, no bubbles, huzzah, but I put it down completely sideways. And I realized this a little too late, but then I thought, let's just use the materials I have to make it look a little better. And so I had this great washi tape, and I thought, why don't I just run this along the side and it'll even it out a little bit. And now when you look at the bullet journal, it doesn't really look off center as much. It just looks like there's a little more decorative element to it. So for the second October, I also put this down correctly, but it was a little over the page, the top. So I just used my scissors to cut that down a little bit. And I realized the reason that happened was because I wanted to see the page number at the bottom, and I didn't take that into account when I cut the original paper. So a lot of planning is just as you go, feel it out. And I feel like that's really what makes a bullet journal functional. If you focus too much on how pretty it is or what it looks like, it's never going to be functional for you. And I don't want that for you, watchers, readers, listeners, however you're taking this in. So I used this long monthly header from Planning with Kay just to mark that it was October. And then I ended up using that little snippet. I put it back on the other side of the owl to make it look like it was just behind the owl. The vertical strip was one of the add-on stickers that came with the kit, but you could easily draw your own if you don't have these stickers. I referred back to my year at a glance to make sure that I was starting on the right day. I like to put the day of the week, on the outside. And then if you'll notice, I'm going to go back and refer to my September calendar and just look at how I did that. So I like to have a little section of it where it's like for all day events or recurring events, things that I know are important that are sort of going to take up the whole day. And I put those in that little column on the left. And then the rest of it is open for whatever I might want to add later on. So you'll see I pick up the Tombow pen a few times in this spread, and then I eventually put it down and I just use my black pen. I'm putting the dotted lines above the first Monday of the week to indicate where my weeks start and end. Now, this is one thing I would not recommend doing that I did do. I used this scrapbooking tape that I had that was kind of unnecessary, and I think even just regular Scotch tape, sort of preloaded, would have been fine. Like if you double it over, it turns into double-sided tape. But anyway, this is a place for me to use my daily tasks. When I think of something that I want to work on this month, I'll put it here. And I did pick up my Tombow marker just to make the little dots, but I could have left it blank too. The bat looked really cute on the bottom. I thought it was super sweet. So next I have this really pretty decoration at the bottom. And there was originally a sort of calendar attached to this, but because the year was 2018, I decided, nope, we're just going to use the bottom as decoration. And the pages were a little bit unwieldy. I did not print these on sticker paper. I just printed them on regular printer paper because, to be honest, my sticker paper is pretty, precious. Like I only have so much of it, and so if I can do it without using the sticker paper, I will. Um, it's just a little bit easier for me. So I did end up using that scrapbook tape, and there were a couple of places where I think I'm just going to borrow a glue stick from my school and put that in there. I decided that I wanted to turn this double page spread into a habit tracker. The only problem is the top part of the bullet journal doesn't go for 31 across. So what I ended up doing is I took my number line and then I just cut it. And so I have room not only to create as many habits to track as I want, but I also am not boxed in by what is traditional. And I think that's part of why the habit tracker has never really worked for me, going the other way when it's just on one page. I like to be able to add things as the week goes on. For example, um, if my doctor tells me I need to start taking a certain type of medicine, I want to be able to just add a line for that. And it's easier to do that when you have this space. So this is my habit tracker, and I just drew a little line with my black pen to mark where the habits that I'm going to track are going to be, and then I will do little X's. Sometimes I'll do little designs or stars. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can just be whatever works easiest for you. Now, I was originally going to use this calendar for a habit tracker, and I had already printed it. But then I thought maybe there's a better use of this because it just it looked too good, and I wanted to be able to incorporate it somehow. So this time, instead of going through the exhausting scrapbooking tape, I just used the washi tape I had as kind of an anchor. Now, keep in mind, a lot of washi tape is decorative and it's not really intended for the purpose that I'm using it for right here. But I was able to make it work, and I think that actually came out really, really well. Gave it a nice little frame, which I didn't really intend to do necessarily. I just wanted the paper to stick to the journal. And as you can see, it was very easy to lift off. I would not be totally shocked if I needed to add another layer of this to make it stick. So I still, to this day, have not figured out exactly what I'm going to do with that left-handed calendar. It could be something where I would put what videos I want to post for the week. It could be a way for me to track how many IEP meetings I have in a week. That is something I've been interested in tracking. I could turn it into a work calendar and just mark like different kinds of meetings that I have, different kinds of special events I have to be aware of. Both of my schools have been doing a lot of spirit days lately, and so
that could be another way to keep track of it. I just wasn't sure, but I knew that I had printed it out and I was going to use it at some point. So I decided to use this beautiful pumpkin decorated below, and then I wanted to make sort of another collection, and I decided to use this as my library log. So this is where I'm going to log all the books that I check out, either on Libby or through my, in print. And just, I'm interested to see how many books I check out versus how many I end up actually reading. I'm one of those people that loves to consume books, but doesn't always have the time that I wish I had to do it. And so I end up checking out a lot of books that I'm interested in reading, but I end up not picking all of them up. And sometimes I have to return them before I've even cracked the book open. So it's a nice way to like log what I've already taken out. And yes, I know the apps will do that for me, but honestly, this is more fun. So I just used the Tombow to put a little orange dot in the corner, and now I'm just numbering the days. So as you can see, this calendar was created for all different types of rotations in mind, and so next year I'll be able to use it again if I want. Going ahead, I decided I wanted to make just a couple more spread opportunities here. I've been trying to be more mindful of my gratitude, and I also would like a place just to keep like a one line a day type thing in my bullet journal. It's more of a memory keeping highlight of the day, especially with all the news that's breaking lately. I think it's important to have that. Now, you'll see that I used the sort of brush side of my Tombow. I could have used the regular pen side, just to mark like where I wanted those days of the week to start. I ended up layering the banner over this, and you can actually draw this banner very easily. If you want to pause the video and take a look, it's actually very simple to draw if you don't have these stickers purchased. They're very simple but very aesthetically effective. And so I did put the numbers on the left-hand side of the spread, and so the idea is that one side would be for my gratitude, and the other side would be for my daily review. And I think what I might end up doing is numbering that left side as well. But just in case my gratitude bled into the daily log side of the page, I didn't want to be limited, and I thought that would be good. Now, I had all these great square owl images, and I realized I didn't have enough space to put them precisely where I wanted. So I decided to load up the top of this with owls. I did eventually white out the color because it just wasn't working for me. It felt a little too busy, especially with all the stickers that I was planning to put there. And so I decided to add a couple more owls in the middle. I love these beautiful creatures. They look so great on the top of this spread. So you can see just a brief little flip through of all the things. I'm going back, I'm checking to see what I like, what I don't like. I ended up whiting out that Tombow marker again, and you know what, that's okay. I don't mind a little white strip at the top. It actually feels better to me than having the color there. The last spread I'm going to create, this is a weekly printable that came free for me because I'm a patron. And what I like about this is that it's just a full page spread for the week. So it's a place where I can put my weekly tasks and just the major events that I know are coming up. My future log would also be a good place to have these things, but my future log is just not that big. And so to be able to put everything here like this is really handy so that I don't have to flip all the way to the front of the bullet journal. I can just flip a couple pages forward. And then I'm not going to set up all my daily logs in a week. I'm just setting up October 1st because that'll be the first day of the month. And it is a Tuesday, so I'm just going to make sure to mark that with my stickers.
Okay, so here you have it. This is the final spread. I had a few hiccups, but that's okay. That's what planning is, right? We're just trying to get our information down. So this is my quote page. I have a space for my monthly calendar and a brain dump. I made a new habit tracker this month that I think is big enough for me to like actually be able to track all the things I want to track. I have a calendar, which I'm still trying to figure out if I want to use this for work or personal. I have a library log of books that I'm gonna put on hold, check out, whatever I want to do with that. I'm trying to be more gracious, so I'm going to do my gratitude log and my daily review, and I'm just going to refer to that one side of the spread to give myself more room for each page. And then for the first time, I'm going to try just a weekly overview to complement my daily and just see where I go from there. And if I end up using this and liking this, then I think I might just print out another set and keep going. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful. You enjoyed it, was entertaining. I'll just show you all the stickers that I have left. And again, the month is not over, so I'm probably going to be using these throughout. I have 2 more headers. All my weeklies are still here. A bunch of really cute deco stickers. I have 2 more weekly headers here. And then I still have to add my animals. I have 1 more page. I might use this to mark like Halloween stuff or fall stuff or different memories. And then this is probably going to be the end cap for the month of October. So I'm going to hang on to all of that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really wonderful October. Take care.